Welcome to Friday Live, and hey ho, the social distance drinking may be no more sometime soon. Five phases have been reduced to four. It means that you, me, and this guy can actually go drinking and go traveling to vineyards and doing all the wonderful things that we've done before again, but soon, but not yet. So we're not yet gone, we're not yet going away, but we are here to drink with you. This week we are drinking some wines from our new 6 bottle and 12 bottle case that's available online called Rockstar Reds. We would like to, on a more serious note, we're always a little bit jovial on this, we'd like to actually dedicate this evening's presentation to the rock star of the Irish wine industry, who was a guy called Tomás Clancy. Tomás was one of the longest writers for the Sunday Business Post, but not only was he that, he was a qualified barrister, qualified solicitor. He was a law lecturer. In fact, he educated me in law, not successfully, but educated me in law and made me feel like I was somewhat competent, even though that I wasn't. He was one of the most articulate, funny, dynamic people that you could ever meet within the wine industry, who had an amazing palate and passion for food, music, laughter, and fun. So we'd like to kind of dedicate this particular presentation to Tomás and say thanks very much to him. So first of all, we're going to go and talk about something from Australia, and we're going to talk about Tabilk. So Gareth, tell me about this Tabilk and in a Rockstar case.
Okay, great. In Rockstar case, we're starting off with Rockstar from Australia. This is called Tabilk. It used to be called Chateau Tabilk up until the European Union, because you can't call anything Chateau outside of the European outside of France. This is 100% Cabernet, and it is done by one of the rock stars of families, or one of the only the true first wine families of Australia, and that's the Pudrick families. This is done by Alistair Pudrick. He also does Four Sisters, but Tabilk is his mainstay. And of course, everyone knows Shiraz, but this Cabernet, their Cabernet is actually my favorite Cabernet, full stop, whether it be out of Australia or out of anywhere. It is fermented in barrels that are 155 years old. 155 years old, that is correct, because some of the oldest vines in the world are actually here in Tabilk. And the reason being is Phylloxera took such a long time to get there. And that's how long they've been making wine down there. It used to call Hermitage because it was Syrah or Shiraz, but they've really just started to expand it. And really, for me, what I really love about these guys as well is that, one, it's carbon neutral. Two, also as well, that they worked in the Goulburn Valley, which is down near, Gavin, help me out here again, please.
Melbourne.
Down near Melbourne. So, and it is actually, they've actually got a wild park just right beside them. They've actually brought back to life the local fauna, the local wildlife, the local everything else. So they're really into they're like all good family companies, family winery. They're thinking in generations, not just that. Yeah. So anyway, the wine itself, as you can see, it's quite dark. It is. I absolutely because it comes out here. For me, you get real cassis and you get spice just coming out. But like, it's not just walls of it, and it's not hiding behind too much American oak or other stuff that you get in some Australian wines, looking to hide the actual fruit. And just on the palate, I love that, because it is big, it is chunky, it's got a bit of chocolate box to it, it's got everything you want to it, but it's not hammering you over the head, even though it is 14% alcohol. It's big, it's full bodied, but it's got size to it. It isn't just like fruit juice, it's just going to run you over, make your cheeks red, and after 2 glasses, all you want to do is go sleep.
No, look, for me, it's a fantastic wine, but Tabilk have always been an amazing winery. I've always kind of worked kind of quite well. And it's trying to get that kind of, the delicate flavors that you get from something that is so big, and make it so elegant. So for me, it's one of those kind of more elegant wines. A couple of questions that come in online as well. So obviously, a lot of us were kind of drinking at home. We like to kind of enjoy a glass of wine, enjoy something better rather than enjoying something not so good. But better bottles are more expensive, and we not necessarily want to actually drink them all at the same time. So we have featured before on the on this is the caravan system. It's about €250. We don't sell it online at the moment. We are going to be selling it online sometime soon. It's quite an expensive way of sealing your wine. You have those vacuum air pump thingies that everybody has that don't work at all. I don't care what people say, they don't work. What we do have is a solution which is on our site on the gift section. It's called the Winaro. This is a small little gas device that emits a small little bit of carbon into your bottle and seals wine for up to about 30 days. They're €50 on the gift section of the Wine Strike website, so I'd encourage you to go and look at that. And if you're watching this and you're trying to think of, why do I get the guy who has everything for Father's Day? That's really kind of the kind of gadget for a wine nerd like myself, that you might enjoy. Anyway, wine number 2, we're going to go down to the south of France to Pic Saint Loup and to Lortus for their Grand Cuvée. But Gareth, what did you do with the bottle?
I broke the bottle. Anyway, so Gavin, please show the bottle.
So this is Lortus Grand Cuvée. Myself and Gareth, although this looks quite unprofessional, do tend to run through this on a basis in advance. I'm really sad that I didn't record the first one of this because Gareth poured himself a glass, lifted up the bottle, and dropped the thing onto the floor.
Smash. Yeah.
That's his second shirt. And this is not the second time that he's had to wear a second shirt on Friday Live because he's managed to pour wine all over himself. So, Gareth, my goofball brother, please tell me more about
thank you for that, Gavin. I really do appreciate that. Anyway, we're going down to the south of France. It's called Lortus Grand Cuvée. This is like their Premier Cru Grand Cuvée one. It is in Pic Saint Loup, just outside Montpellier. It's Syrah, Grenache, and Red. It is 600 meters above sea level, which is quite unusual in that area because around Montpellier everything's quite flat. But this is a crop of rocks coming straight out. It's in the shadow of the Lortus Cliff. It is made the Syrah is growing on the south-facing slope, so it gets all the heat. The Grenache is on the north-facing slope to ensure, because Grenache can get really alcoholic. And then in between you got Red, because you're not sure which way Red's going to go, and also it doesn't like direct sunlight. So what you have is firstly the color is deep, but it's not really just as dark as the last one. Actually, this is a soft, again, this is a little bit softer, full bodied wine. It is 12 months in oak. And it is done from their best part of their vineyards. And for me, this is south of France, but also south of France with a bit of personality to it, because it's not just like, again, full of fruit, just going to knock you sleep. This got loads of legs, the whole lot. And it's got like loads of flavors of red brambles, and again a touch of spice just there at the end. And you well be able to share this, whether it be Sunday lunch or just by fire by yourself. I think this would go with everything.
If you can remember, Gareth, as it was 10 years ago last week, this was the wine at my wedding. So if that's not a ringing endorsement upon something from me, I'm not sure what is. But that's kind of what I kind of think about it now. When it comes to drinking wine, getting a present, or wanting to get what is kind of the best, when you look at it, Italy, kind of people turn around and say, oh, if you want to get the best, get Amarone. When it comes to France and people want to go outside of Bordeaux or outside of Burgundy, they want to get the best, it's to the Rhone and to an area called Châteauneuf-du-Pape. Gareth, to tell.
Châteauneuf-du-Pape is the biggest wine producing region in the other one is Saint-Emilion in France. So the whole thing about it is to be very, very careful where you pick your winemaker, because there's lots of winemakers and they got lots of supermarket stuff, and then you actually got something really great. And this is what we got here. It comes from the Maillard family. Now there's a load of great varieties that you can actually use in Châteauneuf-du-Pape. This in particular is Grenache, Mourvedre, and Syrah. Now what's really interesting is that this is mostly Grenache, which is unusual. Grenache can be like quite light grape, and as I said before, can go quite alcoholic. But this actually comes from 54-year-old vines. So really old vines. And the reason why old vines are good is because they produce a little amount of fruit, but the fruit that they actually produce is really just intense and fantastic. So this comes from Maillard family, and they only have 43 hectares, but they've been doing this for 7 generations. So they've refined what they're doing. It's organic and biodynamic. And for me, even just see the color, it's just a little bit lighter. I'm not sure if you can see that compared to the last one there again. And just coming up on the nose, well, it's definitely got more raspberries in there. You definitely get a little bit more spice, and I really do. Again, I like this because it's got everything that you want: full body power. All our wines are like this in this case, but it's got restraint. And what I mean by that is that it's got balance. You feel refreshed afterwards. Again, it may be full bodied, but you don't want something where you have one bottle and then you're basically knocked out, or you just feel that you're full, that just stays here. You want something that's really going to work. Again, this is perfect to have. Again, Sunday dinner. I'd even have this with something, because Grenache got a bit of acidity. Even something to have maybe with a bit of pizza or something like that. I think it just goes with everything. But it's also important to remember the reason why the price of this compared to, for example, €12, which you get in a supermarket, is again down to the winemaker. It is a huge area. People are growing vines where they shouldn't be growing vines, and the quality of juice coming out isn't always great. So this is why it's sure enough to absolutely love, but you have to look for the correct producer.
That's kind of an interesting thing, and I suppose it's synonymous within the wine industry. Our father used to kind of say that Santamilion, that 50% of Santamilion was bad wine. Again, the same thing in Santamilion. You have almost a circle, and right through the centre of the circle, you have a railway line. Everything north railway line, pretty okay. Everything south, not worth buying whatsoever. We're coming towards the end of this at the moment, and I suppose we mentioned this at the very start, that restrictions are going to start lifting now due to COVID, and that we've been doing this for the last number of weeks, and I think this is going to evolve, as I'm going to sneeze, and that's hay fever, not COVID. Thank you very much. We're going to evolve this. Last week, Gareth did a wine tasting with the guys from Chateau Baron. We want to do a little bit more of that as well. So we're looking for your suggestions, and maybe we'll see if we can get other people involved as well within our tastings. We would like to do as much as we can, and I hope you kind of enjoy them as much as possible. So, as I said, all the wines that we have here are going to be in the Rockstar case, which is available online on winesdirect.ie at the moment, and delivery is between 1 and 3 days. Gareth, won't be long till I'm going to get to see you apparently at this stage, but here's to you, here's to Tomas, and here's to the weekend, and here's to the rock stars of wine all around the world. Cheers, Gareth.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Gav. Bye-bye.